Hotep fam, namaste. I behold the divinity that is in you. I see the Christ that is you. I see you. Welcome to the daily Source of Light Morning Inspiration Call. My name is Stanley Yorker, aka Minister Imhotep, the one who comes in peace, co-spiritual director at In Spirit Truth Center, where we share an urban, inspirational, metaphysical message of truth that touches people, provokes thought, and transforms lives. Our scripture for this morning is Mark, the 8th chapter, the 22nd through the 25th verses from the Modern English Version. He came to Bethsaida, and they brought a blind man to him and entreated him to touch him. He took the blind man by the hand and led him out of town. When he had spit on his eyes and put his hands on him, he asked him, "Do you see anything?" He looked up and said, "I see men as trees walking." Then he again put his hands on his eyes and made him look up. And he was restored and saw everyone clearly. This is the second time that Jesus used spit to heal blindness. And the other instance was in John. He made a mud poultice with it and anointed the man's eyes before having him wash it off. But this is the other time, and it is the only two-part healing that Jesus did. He had to go in twice on the man for the man to be able to see others clearly. That's what I want to talk about this morning, is being able to see others. Like when I open up in the morning, I always say, "I see you." And obviously, we're not talking about a literal, because I can't see you through this device unless we were doing a FaceTime or a Zoom or Teams meeting or something. But what we're saying is, what I'm saying is, I see who you are, the essence, the spirit. And that's a spiritual thing that doesn't need me to see you visually, but I see who you are and who you were made to be. We were made in the image and likeness of God. What our person was experiencing this morning was a visual blindness, a physical blindness, but metaphysically, we want to look at it as a spiritual blindness, a third eye blindness. There's a band by the name of Third Eye Blind. Love the name. But what we're looking at this morning is the healing of third eye blindness. And that third eye blindness can only be healed in a two-part phase, because that first phase of it entails ourselves. Now, why did Jesus spit or use spit to heal this person's sight? Now, many of us probably remember growing up as youth, when we had something on our face, our mothers would spit and use a handkerchief and wipe something off, and it probably was the most annoying, disgusting thing that we could think of, but it was the most loving gesture that a mother could do. It was a very personal and intimate thing that was happening, because that was something, that spittle is something that is considered the universal solvent. It could remove anything. It had healing powers, and mom spit more than anything else was a cure-all and a curative. There's some people who believe that even in ancient Egypt, that spit could be used to help anoint eyes, to help solve the calm as a salve, to help alleviate temporarily some issues you may be having with your eyes. And we know that now dry eyedness is a huge thing, and there's so many products that are out to help alleviate it. So this probably was an ancient precursor to that. But we also know that in ancient times, spitting, and even now, spitting is like an act of disgust. It was the ultimate provocation. It still is, to have someone spit on you or at you or in your face. And what maybe Jesus was showing was contempt for that disease, for illness, for blindness, and offering a way to say that what has you down has no power over you. Also, Jesus took this person out of town, which was interesting to note as well. He didn't do it on the spot, and maybe that was also because of the the prohibition against spitting in public, that would have made it something that was disgusting to see and would have created maybe some embarrassment for the person or whatever that they were being spit on. But we don't know. It's all speculation at this point, but we can surmise and we can draw some inferences from it, and we can draw some metaphysical conclusions that, again, we have to look at illness with contempt and see it as something that is not the normal state, not something that we want it to be, not where it should be, and look at it with that disgust. And we can create that disgust in the others, that they can see beyond that state that they're in to a possibility of something different. And also we want to focus on the fact that it was a two-part healing. Two parts, meaning that first part of clearing our third eye blindness is to know that we have to be able to see ourselves clearly before we can see anyone else clearly. The man said he saw men as trees walking. Meant that it was foggy, it was hazy, it was indistinct. And too often that's how we see others. We don't see them as they are. We see them indistinctly. We sort of lump them together. We we see what we want to see or what we think is there, but we're not actually looking at the person to see who it is that we're looking at and who is actually there. Are we observing them? Are we seeing them for their possibility and potential? Or are we only just seeing them in some generic way that doesn't allow us to see the nuances of that person, the detail, the specifics, that we can see into their personality, to observe them as individuals and not as some lumped together collective whole. And that's what I see from these scriptures. That's what I interpret from it, is that we need to first be able to see ourselves, to disgustingly look at our situation that is less than what it should be, less than optimal, less than ideal, because God made us in the image and likeness of himself, herself, itself. So we should see ourselves in that same way as divine, holy, and righteous and spiritual, as spirit beings. And then when we can observe ourselves, when we can say namaste or namaskar, I behold the divinity in you, I salute the divinity in you, it's because we've started with the person in the mirror, the man in the mirror, the mind in the mirror, that we can see ourselves as we are. And of course, that opens up our eyes to see others as they are. Let's not look at people hazily or indistinctly and see them lumped together as a group, seeing only right or left or red or blue or Republican or Democrat or black or white or citizens or migrant or whatever. Let's see people as they are, as they truly are, as God made and intended them to be, representative of reflections of God itself, himself, herself. And that we see that when we look in the mirror, and then we're able to see it clearly, distinctly, and discern that in others. And then we too can say, I see you, because we've seen ourselves. Let's go within. Mother and Father God, we're thankful for the daily source of light. We're thankful for each individual that's on this line. We're thankful for the collective consciousness that's on this line. We're thankful that we can synergistically come together and elevate ourselves. Where two or three are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst. And even when we're alone, we can bring that two or three, the conscious, the subconscious, and the superconscious. We can bring those two or three together. We can also experience that presence. We're thankful for each household that's represented, and we send love, light, peace, and healing to each situation, each individualized situation, whatever that may be. We bring healing to it right here and right now. We're thankful for the vision, Minister Jehudi being able to see what was to be and to implement to this ministry. We're thankful for each of the facilitators that comes on and their unique individualized perspectives that bring different purviews and different points but we're all in alignment on the fact that we were made in the image and likeness of you. And if we can help others to see themselves more clearly, we can all see ourselves clearly. And that may be the beginning of the peace that we hope to see. We're thankful for that possibility that we don't have to bomb, that we don't have to have war, we don't have to have conflict, we don't have to have combativeness and aggression and struggle, that we can be healed, harmonized, and brought into the oneness that we see each other for who we are. And that's our possibility, and we hold on to it, and we say, and so it is. In Spirit Family, our daily source of light affirmation for this morning is, when I see me clearly, I can see others clearly. Together, when I see me clearly, I can see others clearly. When I see me clearly, I can see others clearly. And one last time, we're going to heal and seal the deal. When I see me clearly, I can see others clearly. So in Spirit Family, spit on anything that is less than yourself. Show some disdain and disgust for sickness, for poverty, for illness, for scarcity, for lack, for limitation, and all those things. Spit on it, but see yourselves clearly. See yourself. See the possibility that's inherent within you and bring that to light. If you have to step out of town to get yourself together, that's cool, but bring it all back. As we saw in the prodigal, sometimes we go to that far country, and that's when we think there's separation between us and God. We'll come back into that healing when we know that there is no separation. There is no distinction. We are all a part of the one, of the oneness. And when we can see that, that's when we can see possibility and healing. And we hold on to that possibility to see each other clearly. But we must always remember, keep this with you, top of mind, in our consciousness, always, that the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever you are, God is. Thanks God, in me, through me, as me, around me, through the Christ within. And so it is. In Spirit Family, go out on this wise, woke, and wonderful Wednesday, able to see clearly, to see others, not just their faults, not just our shoulds on them, the things that we think they should be or should be doing, how we expect to see them. Let's see the people as individuals, as who they are, and then collectively as who we all are, made in the image and likeness of God. I love you all. Peace, power, prosperity. Abundant blessings to you all on this wise, woke, and wonderful Wednesday. Go out full of wonder for life. And I'm out.